Hai, apa khabar semua? Bersama lagi kita rancangan Apa Kata Muda bersama saya Fikri, host anda, and then saya ditemani dengan dua orang lagi, rakan saya Abol. Hai Abol.
Apa khabar semua?
And then dengan Rachel juga. Rachel. Hai Rachel.
Hello, good evening
This is your
everyone.
first time, right? To be here together with us, right?
Yep, my first time.
Are you
Really excited. Yes, very.
Okay, so actually, Rachel, tell me a bit about yourself. Where are you from actually?
Oh, I'm from Penang. Penang Island lah, the island. And
Orang pulau lah, orang town lah.
yeah, that's where the good char kway teow is.
Lama dah tak pergi sana, serius, rindu tu kampung tu. Tempat
When-
makan sana best.
When's the last time?
Yeah, but then my kampung is in Bukit Batajam lah. It's not in the town itself lah. So Bol, kau macam senyum macam pun pengalaman apa Bol?
Kau ni semua kau tempat kau daripada Johor lah, daripada Selangor lah, daripada Penang lah, semua kau.
Nak buat macam mana Bol? Family aku make tu. Nak buat macam mana?
Okay, aku suka hari ni kita punya combo. Kita ada plus highway combo. Kau ada south dekat Johor, kau ada north kat Penang, aku dekat Selangor. Cantik.
Just nak share dengan kau orang ke? Aku ambil UPSR dulu pun dekat Penang tau. SK Tanjung Bunga kot. Aku habis sekolah rendah dekat Pulau Pinang kot.
Hey, I live in Tanjung Bunga.
Oh, wait, seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Aku pernah duduk hotel kat Tanjung Bunga lah.
hotel tak payah cerita lah.
So guys, hari ni korang perasan tak yang Muda dah ada launching Mari Bantu tu kan? Yeah, so aku nak take this opportunity untuk cakap dekat semua orang lah that Mari Bantu is trying to apa orang kata? Membantu lah kan? Sebab tu nama dia Mari Bantu, betul tak?
Yeah.
So you guys can donate kat Mari Bantu.
Inilah yang mana tahu pasal benda tu, first kita kena at least share lah dekat social media sebab dia berdasarkan penyertaan ada yang orang register kan. So first kita sendiri pun, and then hopefully orang lain dekat luar yang nampak yang mungkin tak ada masalah, hopefully boleh share sama lah benda tu. At least boleh lah kita dapat reach out to more people so that they can know that we trying to help them. Juga kita pun nak cari, sekarang nak bergerak pun kita susah, pergerakan kita terbatas sebabkan PKP pun semua kan. Kalau tak kita boleh pergi rumah ke rumah berjalan sendiri. So nak berjalan terus tu a bit hard, so we hope that with sharing in social media kita boleh dapat reach out with someone that really needs help lah, so that we can at least give something lah.
Yang kau tiba-tiba serius sangat apa pasal ni?
Mana ada. Kau aku tak serius bro, serius.
So you derma sekali lah Richard. Kalau boleh you derma sekali kat Mari Bantu tu.
Of course, can. I'll take some of my allowance out and help. Is it each state have one?
So you still study ke?
Yeah, still
Yeah,
studying.
each state have one coordinator.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I'm still
So
studying. I'm studying environmental science in UMS in the KK campus. So yeah, I'm based in Penang and KK.
Kena dengan topik kita malam ni lah. Bincang
Yeah,
pasal sendiri.
Yeah, itulah. That's why I'm so excited.
Kita pun bukanlah kita tiga je, kita ada jemputan kita juga. Saudara Manjit Singh, how are you bro?
Hey guys, I'm good. It's nice to be here tonight.
So bro, tell me a bit about yourself bro.
All right, first thing first, I'm actually originated from Penang. Was born in Negeri Sembilan, but throughout my life I've been in Penang, but over the mainland side. So asal is dari Seberang Jaya.
Okay.
So Prai. And so I've been living in KL for dekat, I think now it's close to 12 tahun sudah lah sekarang. Right, and then for MUDA Wilayah, I'm the Ketua Penerangan for state, Wilayah State.
Cuma banyak ketua penerangan kat sini ni.
Aku seram tau dengan orang penerangan ni sebenarnya. Dia punya petah berkata bahaya. Aku tumbang serius. Dengan kau aku tumbang, ini kau pula dengan orang lain. Susah tu, serius.
Orang kata penerangan ni kena pandai bercakap tu je.
Okay, tapi bro, since you memang involved directly dengan environment.
Myself is not really, I would say I'm in environment itself, tapi I deal dengan industry, I would say heavy industry lah. So I'm dealing dengan steel industry, coal-fired power plants, cement industry. So yeah, so dari situ kita nampak lah how things are been done and what actually can be improved lah all the way.
Oh. So are you an engineer bro? Is it?
I'm actually running my own business.
Oh, okay.
So I'm doing in what they call engineering and services.
Bro, jangan cakap dekat Fikri yang you engineer sebab dia punya Facebook page I am an engineer.
Aduh, kau memang suka. Because I am.
Ya, tadi aku dah cakap Rachel pun ketua penerangan kat sebenarnya. Kat Penang. Kan?
Penang
Yeah.
kan?
Yeah.
Aku je lah, biasalah untuk jual.
Kopi ni.
Aduh. Hai. So, Rachel, you pun dalam environment juga kan? So, apa you punya concern? You as a student kan? Apa you punya concern yang you nampak yang mungkin rasanya macam benda tu menjadi masalah pada kita sekarang ataupun orang rakyat Malaysia tu kurang peka?
For me, my major environmental concern kan is about conservation, especially in Penang Island. Like the development is getting like more and more as we see, especially with the Penang South Reclamation Project, and yeah, it's quite concerning to me as well. As when I balik Sabah kan, I also see a lot of like the tanah in Ranau. It's like a bit bare and whatnot. And my professor told me that was not the case like 10-20 years ago. So that's the main concern for me. How about you, Manjit? What is your main environmental concern for now?
Okay, for me, my main concern on environment is actually, we are talking about, if I talk about energy itself, all right, we are actually quite backwards in the sense of renewable energy. Normally my what I call my worldview is always I look at towards Scandinavian countries because they are way ahead. Yes.
Yeah.
So
maju.
yeah, it's not about maju. It's more about the initiative that the government takes to get things done. If they're serious about when they talk about renewable, that's what they're going to push it for, and they really do it. And it seems that countries like Sweden, they are pushing for zero, I would say ICE, internal combustion engine, all right? ICE vehicle, they are trying to reduce by, I would say, only 10% within the year 2050. That's what is been, in their statement, the government statement. So this is what they're pushing by 2050. Practically you can say all will be fully electric cars running around, and the country will fully be running on renewable energy. Yeah. So
we'll get back to the environment stuff later, okay? But I want to know first, why? How is it that you join MUDA? What makes you join MUDA?
Okay. I'm okay. Originally, since I'm from Penang and Seberang Jaya, which is I would say it's a stronghold of. To be fair, it's stronghold of PKR. All right. And I used to work with friends who are from PKR and all that, assist them during election and those kind of things. But I was not really 100% into PKR. That means I was not a member of PKR or anything, just helping out here and there. So as time goes by, initially I was thinking politics is just, waste of time, waste of energy, janji aku dapat makan nasi, sudah siapa menang pun tak kisah, bukan ada tu kata next day siapa menang dapat pizza kan. So but as time goes by, you realize that, in order for you to do some changes, you got to be in there, so you got to make yourself dirty in order to get the, to clean up the gutter. Kalau tak ada orang masuk dalam longkang untuk bersihkan all this dirt, then it's never going to be clean. Yeah. So, akan melimpah, daripada longkang semua sampah ni. So, yeah, somebody got to do it. So, if I keep on talking on Facebook, commenting, like a netizen, just making noise, it's not going to change the world. So, we got to do it and I'm not doing this for myself. For me, like I said, I'm doing my business. I still dapat my business going in, coming out, I cari makan cukup. Tapi, I'm thinking of the future generation. The country cannot go on this way.
That's still a step lah actually.
Betul.
Yeah. Sebenarnya. Tapi kenapa daripada you as a environmentalist ni boleh rasa macam what, I need to focus juga pasal benda ni. Padahal like you said before, kalau tak peduli pun still tak ada masalah pun sebenarnya. It won't affect you.
Dia ada dua benda actually why I entered in politics. One is to change the politics itself. All right. The second thing is because no one is actually, I'm sorry to say, but no one really in politics in Malaysia today are really pushing for environment And also, I'm a very passionate person for animals. So, on my free time, I do TNRM, trap neuter release, so I do that on my free time. I just did today for one stray kitten. So she's in my office, taking care of her. So these kind of things I'm actually pushing, even for strays. I've been many times DBKL, pushed to DBKL, and we managed to get DBKL to, somehow, like I was saying, agree not to, catch these dogs and, shoot them, all those kind of things. So they also agree that something called TNRM is much more humane way to control these strays. So I'm actually working on this kind of things because no one else is talking about it. In politics, we always talk about people, but we are not talking about wildlife. We're not talking about strays. We're not talking about environment. So, what's the point having a developed country when the people all are sick?
True.
So there's no point.
I also realized that in Malaysia, there's not really any famous tokoh-tokoh like that advocates for environmental issues also, which, yeah, it's quite disappointing lah. But I hope MUDA will change that.
Agreed.
Tapi itulah masalah pun kita mula ada kesedaran, tapi mungkinlah apa yang kita buat sekarang ni, kalau kita konsisten, mungkin akan dalam masa next 10 years, hopefully it will change something lah in Malaysia. Do you agree with that, Manjit?
Yes, it always has to start with one person. It always has to start with one step. If the step is taken, eventually we'll reach there. But if you don't do anything about it, just talk about it, we are not going to go anywhere else but at the same place. Standing in the same place, just making noise. So, yeah.
Kalau part of standing in the same place making noise tu, aku suka standing in the same place making noise.
Nampak yang kau memang aku tahu.
Itu je aku buat sebenarnya, aku make noise. So Manjit, just now, okay, I understand that you want to be in politics to help the environment apa semua. Tapi why MUDA? Why not macam DAP ke? I still want to know kenapa macam, okay, what drove you to macam, okay, bila MUDA party start, okay, I want to join this party.
Okay, you see, no matter whatever current party politics that are available, they are all either dominated by family members or it's corrupt. It's already corrupt, all right? And MUDA is something whereby it's new, it's fresh, and it's not really corrupted by any politician, if you get what I mean, Yeah. There are no politicians inside the group, except for say Sadiq. There's only one person. Other than that, who are we? I think if you tell my name, no one knows Manjit, who's Manjit, So this is something new that we know we are clean. We are clean, we are fresh, we are new. And yeah, so this is why I say, okay, let's join MUDA and see what we can do from here,
Okay. Thank you very much for the answer. Rachel, why do you join MUDA?
I joined MUDA because, I agree with Manjit's sentiment. Like, I think politics is already very corrupt, and I think by joining like a new young party, which is like represented by the youth, and not race-based or anything, I want to be a part of that.
Okay.
Race-based party.
So Manjit, what was...
Sorry, Rachel?
Oh, Manjit, what was like your last straw, your very, very last straw to say like, oh, I need environmental change in this party and whatnot, or see any environmental change in Malaysia in general? Any
maksudnya something yang perlu dilakukan
or light bulb moment. Yeah.
Okay. The part that really pushed me, all right, saying that, look, we need to do something about this when people started abusing the strays. Yeah. So this is something that really went right to my heart, and I said, this is enough. Enough is enough. Somebody got to go in and start making laws, start punishing all these culprits, because like, paying fine 10,000 ringgit, 5,000 ringgit. I mean, imagine if somebody like me who's a businessman, abuse a stray and just pay 5,000, 10,000, it's nothing, I don't mean, to be fair, it's nothing. But, life is a life, no matter if it's animal or human. So normally I always say, sometimes I argue with people, why homeless people are not shot on the road? Why animals are shot? Life is life, Homeless also are bums. They don't do anything rather than we are spending money for them. At least the strays are not doing that. They are just doing their life, whatever going on. So why are we not concerning about strays? And why are we so concerned about homeless? Why do we have soup kitchen and all those kind of things? So why differentiate? So this is what is my last straw. So I said, look, it's time for me to stand up for the voiceless. This is things that I see, that there's a few cases, people throw these cats into the washing machine, all this. I don't think these animals deserve all these kind of things.
Okay, so I've seen you a couple of times dalam MUDA punya engagement apa semua kan. Like we went to the RS together, kan? You went to RS. And then we were in Damwangi a few times kan. So how does your family accept macam, is it okay for them you in politics apa semua? Because are you married?
No, I'm not.
But okay, so how does your friends and family take that you are in MUDA?
Actually, for my family, they are very open. They are not so-called I would say, oh no, politics, you do not enter politics dirty, blah blah blah. No. And even to that also, my mom is quite a strong person for PKR. So
okay. No one.
but she's more supportive in the PKR. She has a wanita, PKR wanita and all those kind of things. Yeah.
Because sometimes actually family also boleh jadi penyebab kita susah untuk bergerak dalam politik sebab kadang dia masih cuba, mungkin dia terlampau konservatif lah ke arah satu parti yang lain, so dia rasa macam don't go this way lah, it will be useless, diorang bukan government pun, all this sentiment lah. Because I experienced it myself, so just want to share with you guys lah. So even my mom also like that. Before this, she was a supporter of Parti Melayu lah. I'm not saying which party is lah. So let's say Parti Melayu lah yang pegang kres, that one, So dia kata tak payahlah pergi sana, buat apa, kau fokus pada bangsa lain semua. Dia orang tak peduli pasal kau apa. It's like I'm not care about bangsa apa. All are Malaysian. If you tak suka pada orang pun, you tak suka on personal level. Don't make it a whole race masalah, Because in the day we experience the same thing. Kita rasa masalah yang sama, right? So Manjit, sekarang ni you nampak yang memang perjalanan you dalam politik ini akan bergerak jauh dah lama lah. Is it correct? So what is your plan for the next step? Who Manjit will be in next 5 years in politics?
Okay, normally in Wilayah, I always joke with them. I always joke with them, this is just a joke lah, Whether it happens or not, it's a two different thing, alright? I always joke with them. Aku tak kisahlah korang nak ambil menteri kementerian apa. Korang bagilah aku kementerian sekitar, cukup lah. Lepas tu, kalau aku dapat situ, hampa jangan kacau aku. Let me do my job. Aku tak nak orang kata dijaga, what you doing and all that. No, I don't want to know that. As long as I bring results, that's enough. Selalu melawak je pun. Aku kata kalau hampa tak boleh bagi aku yang tu, tak apa. Hampa bagi aku agriculture and food. Okay, people ask me, nak buat apa dekat sana? I said, look, the reason why I want to be in agriculture and food, because Department of Veterinary falls under that. That kementerian. See, not many people know about this,
I didn't know.
Yeah, because everyone thinks that it falls under sekitar, but actually it does not. Don't ask me why.
Aku memang tak tahu. Aku lagi lah tak tahu sebenarnya. Aku pun tak tahu. Jadi nampak muka.
Sorry. Jangan kacau Manjit. Kau ni kacau Manjit lah kau ni.
No, but actually I'm not surprised if many people don't know about it because it is it's weird because nama pun Kementerian Agriculture and Food kan. Tapi veterinary falls under there. So I was also okay, something new, when we study and learn and those kind of things. So I said, okay, kalau korang tak alam sekitar orang, bagi aku yang tu. Itu yang aku nak minta. Hampa buatlah apa nak buat lepas tu. Perdana Menteri siapa nak jadi, aku tak kisah pun lah kata.
Aku nak jadi menteri wanita dengan keluarga.
Jadilah. Aku okay je, aku support je, kau on je.
Lepas tu aku bawa aku letak Rachel bawah kau Manjit. Boleh Rachel?
Can boleh.
Because why I believe that if you have a passion in that particular area, I think if that department is given to you, I'm sure 110% you will work hard. You will work definitely more than what you want, rather than just because aku kenal kau, aku bagi kau department ni. That is not going to work.
Actually sepatutnya menteri semua dipilih based on that lah. Bukannya kau kawan aku, kau sayang aku lebih, aku bagi kau jawatan sedap sikit. It's not supposed to be that lah.
Yes, because then that particular ministry or department is not going to move. It's all about people but start thinking how to make money out of it, which is wrong.
Can I ask, is like some ministry is like higher than other ministry, is it?
Yeah, technically speaking, yes.
Like which ministry?
They use a term to differentiate which and which, but then kalau untuk of course lah, Perdana Menteri tu of course lagi tinggi, tapi then di bawah dia akan ada timbalan, the ones like Menteri Kanan first.
Yeah.
Like that lah. So kepentingan tu leans towards siapa? Memang yang menteri akan jaga satu kementerian itu sendiri, so they are the heads of that ministry, but however yang Menteri Kanan tu akan ada advantage lebih pada menteri lain lah. And then siapa yang lagi PM lagi rapat lah basically.
Yeah, something like Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance is considered big and they have more power against compared to other ministries because end of the day they're the one who's going to give money to all the other departments.
Okay.
Other ministries, yeah. So
aku rasa Rachel tengah fikir nak pilih ministry mana tu Rachel.
Yeah lah, according to my passion lah.
Tapi kalau dah register
aku tak ada. Yang orang bagi menteri agama sudah cukup lah kat aku, kesian ni.
Lek lah kalau aku jadi menteri agama, then something wrong lah.
Tell me something about you that people don't know.
Something about me that people don't know. Okay. First thing first, that reason being why I am passionate because of environment is like I said previously. It's due to the stress that I've been trying to, since small, actually, I love animals. So, yeah, so I've been taking care of them till date. All right. And something that else that maybe audience want to know. Let me guess.
Any pets in your house?
Oh, in pets in my house, I have actually 12 strays that I save.
Right now, there are 12 strays in your house right now?
In my house, I got 5. In the office, I have 8. Yeah, in the office, I have 8.
I want to go to your office so bad, bro.
Mini zoo.
No, actually, surprisingly, having, I would say, pets in the office, it's a stress reliever, actually. Many things that, it's a nuisance having pets, but I don't know whether it's a Malaysian culture thing or but many countries now adopting this kind of method. So when the staff is stressed out and all that, all you have to do is just, go to the pet, play with them, do what, then come back and do your work. You'll be totally different. It's psychologically, it's helpful. It's part of your mental health, control your anger, depression. I have one staff who was actually under depression. Somehow she enjoys working with us. She said she has never worked in a company that is so happy, vibrant, and I'm not trying to promote my company, all right, don't get me wrong. But that's how she felt compared to other companies she worked. It's stressful, it's all about work, nothing else, So here we allow you to, sit down, enjoy, play with the pets, For me, important for my staff, always I say is, as long as you get your work done. If you finish your work by half day, I'm okay. You want to watch Facebook, go ahead. You want to watch TikTok, go ahead. I don't care. That's my stuff. But get your job done. Even at times they can go back early. I'm okay with that. Yeah.
If you have any vacancy, just tell me, bro. Looking for a boss like you.
But I'm not sure whether I can pay you or not that much. Yeah.
How are you as a boss? Like you're relaxed kind of boss ke macam ke macam strict? I mean, I tahu lah macam you cakap that you as long as get your work done, but
personally, I'm actually quite I won't say I'm kind of relaxed kind of boss. Is sometimes people say, "Oh, are you really a boss or what?" Because the way I see, you come to the office. I come to office with t-shirt, short pants. No joke, a slipper. That's how my style of coming to office. And I told my staff, you come to office how you want to wear. As long as you don't come in pajamas lah. That's that's just not right lah. But you can come office in your clothes that you feel comfortable. That's how I tell my workers. So only time we wear proper attire is when we go to see our client. Because for me, you come into office just to do a quotation, talk to clients, send email. I don't see the necessity of you wearing tie, suit and boot and all that coming to office. It's just, there's no point. It's pointless. So my style is more relaxed, because I want my workers to come to office not thinking like, it's another day out to office, malas ni nak pergi, can I get an MC to come office, I don't want them to have that feeling. I want them to feel when you come to the office, it's like you're coming to your second home.
Wow.
Yes, I'm not. It's not something that
I feel like personally a bit attacked though.
It's true, because even now in PKP, I told my staff, you guys don't come to the office, do work from home, blah blah blah. They still no, Mr. Manjit, you don't come to office. We prefer to come to office. That kind of extent they give me. They're asking me not to come to office. They'd rather come to office. So I mean, I'm lucky to have my staff as well. They are very understanding, and. Yeah, so that's how I am. I'm a kind of boss. But if they do the mistake, I'll advise them. But I always tell them, do not do the second time the mistake. Yeah, but my staff knows. Sometimes ada juga kadang-kadang aku tertengking kat staff aku. Tapi dia orang tahu. But somehow they know the trick already. Kalau aku tengking dia orang kata, relax je, Mr. Manjit sekejap je. Sejam nanti dia call balik. Dia say main elok tu. Nanti dia pujuk kita. They know my style. So yeah, but normally I don't try to be very forceful to them.
At least they also understand you already lah, so it's easy to work lah.
Yes, true.
Sekarang ni maksudnya you belajar, you pun sebelum ni you study dekat Malaysia jugalah.
I studied in UTM diploma. I did part time. Maksudnya Sabtu Ahad lah, part time belajar diploma, degree, and then I sambung my masters also part time. Dekat UTM jugalah, dekat Jalan Semarak tu. So yeah, so I have my masters in power engineering lah, electrical power
engineering.
Yeah.
How is the life of a part-time study, part-time work? Is it okay?
It's good. I would say, honestly speaking, it's better than actually full-time. Right?
Ooh.
Okay, people ask me why. Number one, because when you are working, all right, you're getting experience, right? And you are continuing your education on weekends, all right? So you are doing two things at one time. So by the time you have your degree, you are already having that kind of amount of experience. So when you can move easily out to somewhere else, or maybe you can demand better salary, So yeah, because what happens is this is my personal opinion, right? Not necessarily must follow, right? So if you study 4 years and then you come out, you have to compete with other students who are 4 years. Sometimes it's a bit troublesome of getting job or those kind of things. There's too much competition. So by doing this, you are actually having that 1 foot or 2 foot ahead others, right? But that is the pro. Right. But what is the cons? The cons is you have to have a very strong willpower, because
mental kena
kuat, then you basically have no life in that particular way lah, I would say. Sebab Monday to Friday, you working. And then Saturday, Sunday, you are studying. So you really don't have time to go like jalan-jalan with friends, yamcha, all those kind of things, no such things. Forget about that, Strictly if you are doing degree, the next 4 years, you have no life. So what happened to me was 6 years, no life, no. Orang kata kawan ajak apa, nanti kawan dah tak nak ajak dah. Betul? Because they know the same answer. Tak apalah, kau pergi dulu, aku ada kelas. So it's like that.
Tapi bro, we go on a serious note sikit lah.
Boleh.
You nampak sendiri pun, macam you ada kesedaran dalam politik and environment sendiri pun. Apa yang you harapkan terhadap rakyat Malaysia sendiri pasal environment ni? Sebab kalau you seorang bergerak, mungkin kesannya akan ada tapi sedikit lambat. What you hope at least as a starter for Malaysians, apa yang diorang boleh buat?
You don't have to do wonders. As a normal citizen, I don't see you need to do wonders. Simple thing, makan coklat plastik yang kecil tu, simpan dalam poket. Simple as that, Cari tu sampah, buang. If everyone does the simple things, right, it eventually to build up to something, something big. Like for example, kenapa KL selalu banjir? It's because it's not because longkang tak cukup dalam or there's extra water. It's all because of drainage tersumbat.
Betul.
And if you find what is tersumbat, it's all our rubbish. It's not fault of it's not fault of current government or previous government. It is a fault of our own actually. So kita tak boleh nak tunding jari to everyone also. Bila salah tu kepada kita kan. So it's simple stuff, So this Malaysians actually we need to provide more education We have to give a lot more education to show them where they are going wrong. So that's the most important.
Emphasis on environmental education lah.
Yes, that's true.
But then Rachel, you think, is it you as a student currently, right? Is it suffice whatever you learn in environment punya scope? Is it cukup untuk memberikan kesedaran ataupun mendapatkan satu gambaran apa yang aku boleh buat? Is it enough, or you think something need to be changed or something need to be more emphasized on rather than just general learning?
Honestly, I think because like the environmental part of our biology textbook, to me, masa ayat SPM kan is just another chapter. There's the thing I have to memorize, or the process of flooding, apa-apa. Yeah, it's just another chapter lah, and it's something to write on the paper. I don't really sedar myself that like what is so important. Like I didn't see the effects of it. No one is talking to us about it. Yeah, so I think it's not really relevant lah to us right now.
Faham. So now actually, Rachel, since you pun dengan Manjit, I think you guys can at least understand hands to ends lah apa yang pasal environment tu sendiri. But how about kita punya road congestions? Because carbon monoxide, semua benda tu akan release, actually is going to affect our environment also. So what you think kita boleh buat? Means at least government can do lah, at least to help to reduce this, because you are currently staying in KL, like you know how bad it is, traffic congestion and whatnot, and then we have actually a top-notch public transport in KL. Why is it not efficient?
All right. First thing first, to reduce the car congestion, actually, what we can do is to limit every household the number of cars we can have. Because what we know is everybody in the same household having a car, except for the baby in the house. All right. So we need to somehow reduce this. Okay, one household, maybe maximum you can have 2 cars. That's it. For whatever reason, 2 is more than enough for the family versus 5. So I don't see the reason why a family need a 5 cars, 6 cars. Some people buy cars just for the sake of showing off. They have more money than others. So for me, it does not work that way. And the second thing is we can follow the way of Singapore have done it. Cars that coming in a day, they have a different tax. Cars coming in the night, they have a different tax, and cars that travel day and night, have a different tax. All right. And we can also follow something like in Japan, all right? The reason why carbon monoxide is high and all that, especially from our lorries and all that, because we are still using engine Euro 2, which no one else is using. Only third world countries are using those kind of engines. So we are third world actually. If you look at the way of things are lah.
Yeah.
Europe, US, all are going with Euro 5, Euro 4. The Euro 4, even they are slowly phasing out. Now it's Euro 5, India pushing to Euro 6. What does it mean? The combustion of the engine will, produce cleaner, combustion. So, you don't get a black smoke coming from lorry, So these kind of things that we have to, move from what we are doing now. The reason why we are not doing this, like again, I said, no one actually cares about the environment. No one really wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to say, because why? Simply being there is no money to make. Environment, there's no money to make. When you talk about clean up the drainage, to do replanting, it's not really money talking thing. But if you talk about development, that's a lot of money there. So everyone wants to be there and talk about it.
So you seem to know a lot about the mechanism of the environment lah. Where do you study for university? Like, where did you go for to study all this, the engineering part of is that like, did you really study engineering ke, ataupun specifically environmental engineering or something like that?
I would not say that I had a formal education on environment. There's no such thing for me, that kind of thing. All I did was, I read news, I read articles, I read journals, all by myself. Because like I said, since I'm interested in this particular, I would say area, all right? I will say the area. So I'm interested in this particular area. So that's why the interest of reading through did not bore me, all right? And I enjoyed and I tried to get more knowledge about these kind of things. So compare, like when I study engineering, about electronics, it's not something I liked it, but I have to read because of exam. So it's two different things. There was not really a formal education on this particular subject.
I still think that it's like a lot of parents right nowadays, they also don't really, how to say, encourage their kids to like step into the environmental or conservation field. You know, masa I dapat my UPU result to go to UMS to study environmental science. Still, I remember my mom told me, "Oh, so how? Once you graduate, you're gonna work for Greenpeace, is it? Go to the hutan, peluk-peluk orangutan. What are you gonna do?" So, yeah lah, tu lah. I think there's like a negative stigma around it lah. That once you go to like in the environmental field, you must work for an NGO. You have to live a certain lifestyle, kan?
Also, like, you know, is there work or not first place? Is there a job there? You know, is it salary good or not? You know?
Ya, betul. Salary betul-betul. Yang itu mesti first thing dia akan tanya selalu.
I mean, you cannot.
Boleh kaya ke tolong environment?
Tapi masalah dia, we cannot blame parents because parents always think the best for their children lah. You know, and they obviously fikir macam tu. So parents, like culture of Punjabi family also is the same thing. I think it's close Punjabi Indian family when it comes to education wise, they always say, you know, become doctor, engineer, you know, lawyer, you know. Standard. These three occupations, that's why you see these three occupations are only dominated by Indians or Punjabi.
True.
You know, kan? Pusing-pusing you always find these three, you know, for sure these three jobs, you know. Kalau ada terlebih tersesat also will go into army or police. Those are tersesat one lah, you know. So but no one really goes into this kind of things. Another passion that I had, maybe I missed out to tell this, that I had was not had actually, I still have it, is on history, sejarah.
Oh, okay.
Surprisingly, not many people know, but I enjoy history. Kalau I cerita movie sejak based on history, based on true ke fiction history ke, World War I, World War II, I memang minat baca semua. Genghis Khan, all those kind of things. But kalau sci-fi punya movie, jenis movie tu, I jenis tak boleh tahan. Kalau I tengok macam action movie macam, you know, those apa tu, Deadpool lah, apa dah, pengantuk tidur. You know, that's what I think. So these are two things that I enjoy most lah. Sejarah is why, because we learn from other people's mistakes.
True.
That is most important. We need to learn from other people's mistakes so that we don't repeat ourselves.
But then, have you heard of that? Actually, history was written by a winners. So, are you really trust whatever you read? Because for me, I also berminat dengan sejarah. So I read a lot of history. But then sometimes there's a different perspective for a same thing, for a same event that happened. But then there's two different perspectives. So it's kind of which one do you want to believe, usually? So what's your opinion on that?
You know, it depends on the history, like you said, the perspective. You know, normally, you know, if we talk about war, for example, there's the winner, there's the loser. You know, so both will always talk good about, with the best about themselves. But it also depends on what the history can prove lah. Because you always have, there's a third party, the witness, the perspective of the witness itself. Itu yang paling penting. Where it going? Kalau kata it's for the group A, then that is true. That must be true, you know. But because history is something that you really cannot distort too much. You know, you only can play a certain level, but that's it. Yeah. You know, but you can change much. Unless sejarah Malaysia, I don't know how many times kena pusing lah kita. There's a lot of distortion lah.
Kena pusing dan kena politikkan lah sebenarnya.
Yes.
Sedikit lah kan.
Yes. Which is not right lah.
Yang tak patut.
Yes, correct. Sejarah sepatutnya be a neutral ground lah. Because it's something that we can learn from. Yeah.
But however, actually is in, like I mentioned before, like in politics, it was being twisted. You know, macam kalau I think Rachel pun, since kita lebih kurang, I will call Sebagai, but I think in the same generation, I think you can, in a sense, macam kita tak dapat tangkap tau kenapa orang keep mentioning like tragedy before this 13 Mei, all those things, like, you know, we can learn from it. Why need to put another perspective? Oh, jangan percaya. Yes, we need to learn why, so that kita tak ulang lagi benda tu. Sekarang orang salah guna. Apa yang you as a politician, as someone that actually have a good awareness in these things, what your advice to people on this thing, on these particular things actually?
You know, go through what has happened, you know, understand the situation in hand, you know, what happened during, for example, 13 May, you know, what was the main key point that caused this whole thing to happen. But to use it and politicize it, it's for me personally, it's wrong. Sometimes you can see people say, jangan bagi 13 Mei ulang, this kind of thing. It's more actually, you are inciting the hatred between, certain group A and group B, which we should not do. Because for me, I personally feel after 60 years of Merdeka, the issue of something like race, religion should not be in play anymore. We should be arguing matters like, kereta ni aku nak pakai ke, engine dia kena macam ni ke, kata, something like that. Should we, make our economy, how to move our economy? Do we want to move our economy into the sense of like, I would say, something will follow the style of US, or going to follow the method of China? Sell cheap, but in volume. Or will you do like US, different method, capitalism, so those kind of things. This is what argument we should have in Parliament, not talking about race and religion anymore. This is just, for me personally, it's too wrong.
But I think susah nak, it's been there for so long that at some point kita muda, we know we are multiracial apa semua, we don't promote racism apa semua. But at some point we have to address the why, macam untuk macam heal this situation. We have to address talking about it. Macam if we don't talk about it, how are we going to learn from it?
For me, since MUDA, we have a lot of young people, right, that is joining in. We have to educate them from now that, what is all about, MUDA is all about. We are multiracial, party, and also on. We have to start somewhere in order to make sure that, because the younger generation are going to get older. So this young generation now are the one who's supposed to be educated, so that when they get older, they do not bring the same kind of mentality. What is happening now is, for example, kadang-kadang orang kata, harsh truth, tapi orang kata macam Melayu kata, oh jangan kawan Cina kaki tipu, Who actually bring all these kind of things? You'll be surprised. There are parents who are teaching their kids.
Sure.
So it's being brainwashed to the kids. It's not something out of the blue. Bukan budak tu lahir dah tahu, oh Cina tipu aku. No. It is something that is being created by the parents themselves. Jangan kawan dengan India. India jahat, gangster, mabuk. So these kind of things. The stigma, the parents only bringing in. So we have to educate the young, saying that, this is not right, this is what we're supposed to do, not do this, not do that, to teach them, so that when they grow older, they do not bring the same mentality and start teaching their children, So this is what my opinion is all about, always.
Richard, you have anything to say? You betul macam serious tengah berfikir something.
Dia tengah fikir pasal ini, pasal racial issues.
Yeah, true lah. I have some friends who like, how to say, sometimes they have like some certain stigmas about like certain race and all that. But I guess I don't blame them, but the responsibility is on their hands also to like berubah, So yeah, I try to like educate and like warn them and like katalah baik-baik.
And coming back to Rachel, there's something also orang, most of my workers are actually Malay, to be honest, all right? And people used to tell me, jangan be orang Melayu, sebab orang Melayu malas. I get those kind of statements. I'm not joking. I do get the kind of statements, all right? And you are laughing, but it's the truth, actually, And I tell people, look, it is not about race, whether malas or not. It's about how you mold these people all. Whoever is under you, you have to mold them. If you mold them in a way that you want them, people can change. And also, the salary you pay them.
Sure.
Kalau kita tengok bangsa, agama, kita bayar gaji based on that is very, very wrong. So every human works for, end of the day is money, So if you pay them proper, people work. People do work hard. So surprisingly, my Malay staff tak pernah bagi aku masalah. Actually, they work harder. Like I said, they even telling me, boss, you don't come to the office, I wake up. So, you see, tak mana dia malas. So, they prove me, orang kata, they can prove to me that Melayu bukan malas. So, I tell people, do not say this, racial thing. It's always on individual. It's always individual. That's what I believe. Kesalahan terletak pada individu itu sendiri, bukan kesalahan terletak pada bangsa dan agama.
Dengar tu Bol, Melayu tak malas Bol.
Dia silap cakap lah. Kalau dia kena aku, dia akan cakap lain kot. Cakap, mak Melayu ni malas tau Melayu ni.
Jokingly, I always joke with my friends lah, but truthfully, no, I do not believe that.
Yeah.
Saya melawak tu kadang-kadang, tapi biasalah kita kawan-kawan kita melawak.
Let me ask you this. Macam okay, I live in PJ kan, kita orang we do mix a lot tau. When the place we hang out banyak main sini India semua kan. And then we like to joke macam on the borderline of racism. Is that okay for you? I think for me, I'm not sure because
it's a progress already tau dalam Malaysia. For me lah. But what you think, Manjit?
For me personally, kalau kita, okay, let me talk about, okay, aku bukan tua sangat lah. Aku baru 38, nampak jangan kata tu dinosaur pula kan. Bila aku cerita my time lah kan.
Ingatkan 18, nampak muda, betul.
Terima kasih.
Kau nak kerja ke? Kau nak kerja dengan Manjit?
Aku nak balik KL tu.
So, that's what I'm saying. During my young times, right, kita main bola. Kadang kita main bola, kita kata, we use, like you said, jokes with the borderline racial thing and all that. But it was all fun. No one took seriously, my friend can tell me something about my race, I would tell him something about his race. But for fun, it was just a borderline fun, harmless joke. But what I feel today in Malaysia is because when things has become so serious, everything becomes sensitive, which is very, very unfortunate lah. Orang kata. Tapi kalau kita jumpa kawan lama kita, we still tell that. Why things have changed? Because I strongly believe that our politicians has caused this disruption so much.
Betul, sebab dia orang terpaksa sebenarnya itu untuk tetap relevan. Setengah parti yang berlandaskan bangsa ni terpaksa memecah belahkan bangsa so that they just keep relevant tau. Or else they have no function anymore. Or else muda ni memang parti-parti yang multiracial ni akan ke depan. Sebab in day we don't care anymore about that. Like you said yourself, Manjit, we don't care anymore. All we care about is what we can do together, right? So now actually this is basically I was hope that you can tell us honestly lah. You think muda can bring changes in politics in Malaysia or not?
Honestly, if we stay relevant like this, we are talking about multiracial party, based on merits, not cronyism or nepotism and all those kind of things, I don't see anything that why we cannot be in front, why you cannot be ahead of other parties. Yes, it's not going to be easy journey because like you said, there's a lot of race-based parties who are dividing, the race themselves, and some party are also talking about religion, if you don't support me, you cannot go to heaven. I'm not going to say who, but we know lah, everyone knows. But I don't know about party, I don't know,
Dia dah cakap aku ke neraka dekat 8 kali dah, I don't care.
Something like that, you see. So there are special parties and those kind of things, they got ticket to heaven and all that. So what I'm saying is, it's not going to be easy journey, but I don't see also it's not a impossible journey, Rome was not built within a day. It might not be this election or next election. Who knows? Down the road, next third election, we might dominate everything. Because people, no matter what, the young people are now seeing changes. They are fed up with this political where, talking about race, religion. All they want is now, what can the government do for us in order for us to secure job and have food on our plate? So that's what we need to push for.
Abol, Rachel, you guys have anything to ask Manjit before kita tutup? Kita pun dah sejam dah ni bersembang kat sini. Lama dah kesian Manjit.
I don't have any question lah, tapi I would like to thank Manjit. Macam kita cakap lah, this is good that we get to talk to you, Manjit, and finally macam know you, even though aku dah pernah jumpa kau tapi aku tak pernah tanya kau punya stance apa semua. I didn't know that you were environmentalist, so it is thank you for joining us lah. It is a good thing to know.
Thank you very much.
I have a question to ask. Do you see any like environmental goals or like projects for like the environment or the space that you want to initiate in the future?
Actually, we are Wilayah, we have this policy department. all right, and under brother Anas lah, all right, and he's in charge for policy, and I'm actually then in this policy we have 9 working groups: MA63, geopolitics, health, law reform, and and another few I can't remember, but one of it also is environment. So I'm actually assisting brother Anas in the sense of environment. So currently we are actually working on something called Zero Carbon for Better Health Framework. Yeah, if I can, I don't know if I can just show here on my phone.
Yeah, it would be good.
Yeah, so if you can see, I think hopefully you can see, Yeah, I cannot show the detail lah banyak-banyak. Nanti kan orang curi rahsia lah pula kan. Nanti kita buat kerja berat.
Kau tengok Johor dah buat dulu.
Johor buat tak apa, kalau within parti muda tak apa. Aku takut nanti yang palas benda ni baju hijau ke baju biru lain ke, susah aku kan. Not fair lah baju merah pakai keris datang, susah lah kan. So yeah, we are working on this kind of things. There are a few things that we're looking on, so we can at least create this policy, try to push it to whether your next panel, Dr. Ken. Anas will push it, not me. So, so those kind of things. See how things move from there. See how Dr. Ken is going to adjust this, and then, push it when the election comes. How to generate this to manifesto. It's all that is Dr. Ken way of handling lah. But we are creating these things so that things make moving lah.
Okay, thank you.
It's good to see environmental initiative lah. At least my hati can tenang a bit.
Kita orang selalu nak jaga hati you, Rachel. Kita orang selalu penting ke hati you.
Apa dah itu spesifik tu.
Rachel punya hati elok ke tak ni?
Kau smooth talker betul lah. Sweet talk betul lah. Aduh, aku pun cair dengan kau. Siut lah bro.
Satu cinta sekejap aku kan.
Aku nak kut mati lah. Okay.
Saya Abolqaz Selangor.
Okay guys, aku rasa dah time lah Fikri. Sebab aku nampak Warren dah message tu daripada kita punya producer dah marah dah tu Warren. Dah marah dah Fikri.
Okay, terima kasih sebelah Manjit Singh kerana sudi bersama dengan kita orang lah. And then anda kata tersalah kata ke, minta maaf lah. We try to make it friendly. Kita nak kenal sama kita jugalah. Sebab sekarang pun memang kita semua dalam muda, tapi kita nak tahu ada yang jauh kan. Kita pun tak boleh bergerak sekarang since kita taklah dalam PN, tak bolehlah nak bebas bergerak kan. Kita dalam negeri masing-masing. So whatever it is, thank you very much, and thank you also to all my hosts. Terima kasih banyak-banyak kerana sudi bersama dengan aku dalam rancangan kita kali ini, episod kita kali ini. Harap you guys can actually still together with me lah, and then together with us lah. You also Manjit, hopefully you can still keep following us lah after this. Thank you very much. Selamat malam semua.
Take care.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night, take care.
Thanks for watching.
Kami muda.